Thank you for joining the June 18th, 2019 VOLTHA call. Just a reminder that these meetings are public and recorded, and we do post them to YouTube, so please keep that in mind during the discussions and if we happen to have any presentations today. With that, we'll go ahead and get started with today's meeting. First on the agenda is reviewing the new JIRAs that have come in over the past week, and then following that up with remaining time to look at any Sprint 2 issues that need attention from the group. And just a reminder that Sprint 2 is targeted to close this Friday. Okay, and with that, we'll go ahead and go over to the new JIRAs, starting with 1693. And I just need to adjust my screen a little bit. Okay, this one was opened by William. And William, it looks like you've assigned this one to yourself as well. 1693, cannot pass traffic after disable, then re-enable. And this is with the Golang OpenOLT adapter and the OpenONU adapter. William, I think you're on the bridge. Are you on the audio yet? Okay, he may not be connected on audio yet at this time. Oh, I see an announcement. He's coming in now, so we'll wait just a moment. Thanks, everyone. William, are you on the audio? Looks like you are, but I can't quite tell. Okay, so do we have any questions from the group on this item that we need to take to William?
I guess first of all, so it's traffic, right? So cannot pass traffic.
Yes.
William seems to have a audio issue all the time. Okay. I don't think, is this something, I think we've seen this in other tickets also, right? So I don't know whether that's the same issue.
Okay, so we can check to see if this is a duplicate of another. Looks like William may be having some issues connecting. I see him. Yeah, I just got a note from him. He's not. Sean, could you email William with the call-in number? He's having problems with the cord calendar right now. Sean, would you be able to do that?
Sure. I think the cord calendar is down right now. All right. I'll do that.
Okay, thank you. And then once he's able to join the audio bridge, then we'll see if we've got follow-up questions. Let me go ahead and move on then to 1694. This is another one from William, preserve and verify ONU bounce restarts. And I think this may be related to some of the work. There was a larger story that was going to have a few separate items broken out, maybe related to that, not 100% sure. And so that one does not have an assignee at the moment. Any questions from the group that will need to come back to William? Okay, then let's go on to the next one. This is a new defect that was opened as a blocker, and it was, looks like on 1.7, enable and disable OLT does not recover control plane and data plane. And we do have the description here with physical hardware, not BBSIM. And this is using VOLTHA CLI, and we have the steps that produced this effect. Felipe, do we have you on the bridge today? Let me see.
No, I'm representing him.
Thank you, Marcelo.
From Furukawa, Julie.
Thank you. Do we have any questions from the group?
So
Okay.
so this is against 1.7, right?
Yes, Sean.
Okay.
Okay, and it looks like we do have an assignee for the issue as well. So any other comments at the moment or questions?
Marcelo, is Marcos is with Furukawa also?
Yeah, yes, Marcos is working for us. Belongs to Furukawa Group also.
Okay. Do you know when is there a root cause analysis already being addressed?
Yeah, we just opened the ticket, but we are not working on this yet.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you, Marcelo. And then the next one, VOL 1696, reboot ONU does not work. And this is a ticket against the adapter. And this is on 2.0. Running reboot from VOLTHA CLI. The device does not reboot and no OMCI reboot message is sent out. And then we do have an analysis here as well. Have any comments or questions from the group?
Hi there, Sumit. Just looking at it, does it say anywhere whether it's with the Python adapter or the Golang adapter, VoLTE adapter?
Python adapter.
Okay.
So we're talking about against the Python OLT adapter, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Both ORT and ONU we run Python. Yeah.
Okay.
I think this JIRA, which really the gist of it is when we do a reboot of a OLT or ONU, do we want that device? The precondition at this time is that that device needs to be disabled. Do we want that, or do we want to say, okay, you can go ahead and do a reboot on a device that is enabled?
So if we change disable status from CLI limitation, so reboot can work. But yes, we don't know if we want disable ONU before rebooted. We need some designer to address it.
Yeah, I understand that. So in 1.x,
yeah,
when we do a reboot, we don't have. Do we need the device to be disabled, or do we
no?
Don't?
We don't have that restriction.
Okay.
We always do reboot under enabled status.
Okay, so if we want to match what we have in 1.x, then we can remove that restriction in a call to allow reboot on an enabled device. If that's okay with everybody, then assign the JIRA to me.
Ken, how about this? Let me add the operators up, the operation. I think
okay.
ONT level, individual ONT, it seems like as far as I know, when we're doing the network element management, right, we want to make sure there's no fat finger or anything, right? So, so sometimes the disable before reboot can be a requirement, at least on the system level. So let me double check on this one, and I hope I can get back to the VOLTHA discuss it as soon as we can.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
So if we don't need to disable admin down first for reboot, then I'll let you know. I'll assign this to you.
Okay. Thanks.
But Yongjae, did you try to disable this first and then reboot?
Yes, I tried.
And does it work?
Yeah, it doesn't work. Then I debug the cause, so I described in analysis.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Good. Thanks.
Okay, thank you for that. And then Sean, I just put a note in here that you'll be checking with the operators on what the requirement is there for that behavior. And then we'll follow up after you get that feedback. Any other questions or discussion from the group?
Just that when an operation is invoked and it doesn't run because of a precondition, the user should get some message about the precondition violation, and that's why it's not being executed. I'm not sure if that happened in this case or not. I think in 2.0 I've seen it happen, but I don't know if it happened in this case.
Did you see that, Yong Lee?
So, sir,
if you do a reboot,
yeah,
on a device that has not been enabled, do you get an error message saying that the precondition is wrong at the CLI level?
I didn't test.
Oh, okay, you didn't try that scenario. Okay.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, we can move on to the next item then. Another defect that was opened, VOL 1697, enable a disabled ONU causes a stuck in waiting for device to be enabled. So if you disable the ONU and then re-enable, then the device is stuck in a waiting for device to be enabled state, or those messages are printed out continuously. We have some further description here in the analysis portion.
So
Any questions from
and OMCI message should start flowing, right? Mid-sync. Okay, I think that we just have to have some people take a look at this. I think thanks for the detailed description on this one. I think that the description is pretty clear.
You're welcome.
Okay, any other questions from the group? Okay, then the next one, we have another defect of VOL 1698, OMCI PM does not work. And this is on 2.0. And OMCI PM events and Kafka messages can't be generated by the ONU adapter.
Yes, this issue I debugged and found some class add new parameter. Adapter PM matrix has new parameters, and ORT adapters already changed, but the ONU adapter doesn't change. So the initialization cannot be successful. Then PM entity cannot be created because of this issue.
Interesting, is it because the parameter, this is on the VOL 2.6, right? Still, so I don't know why the parameter on the OLT version, OLT portion will be changed.
Here's some ticket describe this requirement.
Ticket against Broadcom?
No, let me check. So I got ticket 1478 have fixed add that new parameters.
I mean, so this issue is, it requires an update to VOLTHA. It's not a Broadcom thing. It's just, we haven't spent the time to make the VOLTHA Python code work with the PM part of it work with the ONU. That's all. Because we update the interface to pass the serial number in instead of having the library call for the serial number. So we have to update ONU to pass the serial number. The ONU adapter, that is.
Okay. William, I know Matt has been busy. Is this something maybe you can take a look?
I'm not sure I have time for that at this moment. I have a bunch of other higher priority issues I'm trying to look at, with just being able to pass traffic. So I have to put those before this one.
Okay, maybe I'll find someone else also.
Yeah, I wonder why. I mean, are you trying to add an additional parameter to the initialization of the adapter PM metrics? Because
so this was we kind of did this on the LT side. What we found was it was querying the core for the serial number. We figured instead of doing that, we would just pass it in because the knowledge already exists on the adapter side. We have the interfaces to do that.
Mm-hmm.
We just haven't given the PMs and the ONU a whole lot of attention.
Okay.
Any other discussion on this item? Okay, so Sean, it sounded like you'll see if we can find an owner to take a look at this one. So maybe you and I can talk separately afterwards.
Yep.
Okay, then let's go on to the next item then. Vol 1699. Many core proxy objects have no attribute get proxy. Errors can be seen in the OMTI alarm. And this is again on 2.0. And we do have the issues here captured in the text.
Yeah, so this is actually somewhat related. I don't know. So I see that this is reported. I mean, so this is because so the alarm DB code so when the ONU is running, it stores alarms in the SED. That part of the code in VOLTHA was never updated for the new core. So we have to update it, which means getting rid of the core proxy calls and replacing. Getting rid of the get proxy calls and replacing them with the correct. So the reason they get them here is to talk to STD through the core. That's how 1.x did it. We need to replace it with new code that just talks to STD from the adapter. And we've done that on the mid DB. We haven't done it yet on our alarm DB.
Thanks, William. If other questions, yes.
Again, is that the fix on the core side or the fix on where?
Specifically, the fix is in the VOLTHA repo. So on the adapter side.
So you know, the goal-based OOT adapter will have also the same issue because this is the ONU related stuff.
No, this is just ONU related.
Okay.
It doesn't affect the OLT.
So regardless which OLT adapter we use, this one will always show up. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. One question is this error just a noise or is something preventing things to
it doesn't prevent any traffic passing or core functionality work. It does mean that the alarms are not stored in SED, which I guess it did that in the past. It's not critical, but we would like to get rid of the errors, but we just don't have time at the moment.
Okay.
William, do you know is there a JIRA open for the task? It sounded like you're aware of the work that needs to be done on the ONU adapter. Do you know if there's a related story for that?
I can't think of one. I haven't made one. I don't think Matt did either.
Okay.
We may have like just left it under one of those umbrella tasks.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. It might be under one of those large ones.
Or maybe it was just in theory under it, but we didn't actually write it out explicitly.
Okay.
But William, is that something you can actually at least open that? It seems like you know the root cause. Open the JIRA on that one, either as a standalone or as part of one of the tasks, and then we'll find some resource to fix it.
Yeah. Do you want a new one instead of this one, or if we just update this one? Does it matter?
It doesn't matter. Julie, what do you think?
No, I don't think it matters.
Okay. I mean,
but this
if it doesn't matter, I can update this one with details of what I just described.
Okay.
Okay.
That would be great. So then we believe this one, once this one's fixed, the previous one should also be resolved. Is that correct?
Well, no, you mean you're talking about the PM one?
Yeah.
No. They're related in that we ignored both of them because they were alarms and PMs, but they're separate things. So
okay.
Yeah. I'll update what I discussed on the call on the tickets.
Thanks, William. Okay. Any other questions on 1699 from the group? Okay. And then once we have those details in there, William, that will help and help guide whoever picks up the work. So if there's anyone who feels like picking this up once they take a look at what needs to be done, then feel free to assign it to yourselves. Otherwise, Sean, I think you and I will see what we can do in the background. Okay, then the next one is VOL 1700. This is for the BAL 3.0 Brigade. Created Broadcom patch for fixing bugs on Broadcom v3.0.3.3. And it looks like this source code changed related to a couple of the tickets on Broadcom. And then we have the number for the patch file as well. Do we have Jason on the bridge? I don't think I see Jason today.
There was an email floating among the brigade team.
Okay.
So I think he just opened this JIRA for tracking purpose.
Okay. And we do have the link down here in Garrett as well. Okay. Any other questions or comments from the group? Okay. We have one more issue. Let me refresh to see if anything else came in. 1701, this is a new subtask. Create Helm charts for the Golang-based OpenOLT adapter. And this one is being worked by Girish. And it looks like we do have info in Garrett as well for review. Have any questions for the group or comments? Okay, I think that's it for the new issues. I would like to circle back to the first couple because I know, William, you had a problem getting on the audio bridge. Just wanted to see if there are any questions on 1693 or 1694, or William, if you want to make any additional comments on this. I think we weren't sure if there were similar tickets related to 1693, so I might take a look through the existing JIRAs afterwards.
For this one, I'm really just what I'm referring to is when I'm passing traffic, if I enable or disable the OLT adapter, I can no longer pass traffic after that. And it's going to look into that. Technically, this occurs with the OpenOLT Go adapter or the Python, either the Go or Python. But I was kind of focusing on the OpenOLT one because the Go adapter one. I've come and trying to focus. I was trying to focus on just one of them.
Yep.
I'm kind of blocked on it right now though because I can't seem to pass traffic on the Golang adapter like I used to. It seems like some commits have changed that. I'm trying to reproduce it and kind of get some detailed information for you to look at about it. So to recap, I'm stuck on an issue with not being able to pass traffic even the first time. So
okay.
And I'm probably not going to take on about that unless the rest of you guys already know about this.
William, I haven't. This is Girish here. So I haven't tested or reproduced this. But are you sure that the traffic is exiting out of the ONU?
I'm not sure about what.
Is the traffic? Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm positive because the flows are not being pushed correctly, and I have some errors related to that. So, for example, the DHCP and NEAT flows weren't passing. So yeah, originally there was one issue I was doing originally, but then there's no commit that kind of changed it. So I'm not sure why it's happening yet.
Let me work with the team here to reproduce this issue and see if we can help.
Yeah, I can give you guys some logs about what happened if that helps you.
Yeah, sure, that would really help. Thanks.
All right, yeah, I'm planning to make a ticket and put the logs on it. So.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, William. Thanks, Girish. So, William, it sounds like you'll have a new ticket for that.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And then on the other one that you had, 16. Oh, go ahead.
You assign that ticket to yourself. Is that something you want to work on, or?
I did want to work on it. I just can't right now.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't have to be assigned to me if that is me at the moment, but.
Or Julie, maybe let's shall we? See whether other people want to take on this one.
I mean, this is one of the use cases that we kind of care about. So,
yeah,
it's one we want to get working. It's like this is one of the ones why I'm not working on the PM one right now, because I'd rather work on this.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'll work on it if I can. So once I'm unblocked.
Yeah, and so William, then the new ticket you have, we should probably link that to this one, as this one's being blocked by the other once that's open.
Yeah,
okay.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Any other questions on this side? I'll watch for it and do that link. You don't need to worry about it.
Oh, okay.
1694, preserve and verify ONU bounce restarts. So was this just a breakout of one of the larger ones?
It is.
Okay.
I just took one of the scenarios we want to take some time to go work on and made another one. It's so like along with the enable disable some scenarios we care about. I'll get to it, but I didn't assign myself to it because I can't do it yet. So.
Okay. All right. Any questions for William on this item? Okay. Then I think that gets us through the new issues. So thanks everyone for taking some time to review those with us. And let me go over to the VOLTHA board. And as we mentioned at the beginning of the call, this is our final week for Sprint 2 for VOLTHA 2.1. We have a number of items in flight, and there's some that I think we have been in Garrett for a while. I'm not sure if we need some additional help there. And Chip, are you still on the bridge?
Yes, I am.
I had a question for you on 1471. This is the modify OpenOMCI code to use new binary protobuf message. We had in here some previous discussion that you'd reviewed what Matt did on the OpenONU adapter and confirmed that it did use the new interadapter message binary format for the data. So I wasn't sure if there's anything else required here or if this one is actually covered at this point based on your review of what Matt did.
I think it's covered. I just don't have an environment I can test it on. So
okay, so it's just waiting to testing then.
Yeah, but if Matt and everybody's already out working on it, well, I think it should probably be able to be closed.
Okay. So any objections then from anyone in the group if we go ahead and close this then? Move it to done. Okay, let me go ahead and move that over. Thank you, Chip.
Sure.
Update, yes, update. Okay, and then 1701 we talked about. Let me just scroll through here. There were a couple I wanted to check on. Hold on. While I'm doing this, does anyone have a specific issue that they'd like to talk about with the group today? One that they're working on, one that needs some help? Okay, I'm not hearing anything. So, William, I think this one is probably related to what we just talked about with the new task that you'd opened up, Vol 1496. This was for the OpenONU Preserve and Verify Lifecycle Management Functions. And we had a comment in here that you were going to close this one and open other tickets, but this one was still open at this point. Do we need to wait for additional tickets to be open before we move this one to done? Did I lose William? Let's see.
I didn't unmute. Yeah, I thought I closed it, but I guess I just didn't know what I was doing. Yeah, go ahead and close it. We'll just, I mean, I think we can just make tickets as we find.
Yeah, I thought that one was supposed to be closed. Just wanted to confirm before I did anything. So thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. And then 1555, Girish, are you still on the audio?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so I think I sent you a link to the patch in Garrett where I'd seen this, and you may have wanted something different. So this is the one where I saw this this build failed, and you've got the link in here with that message. So I sent you the link to this patch in Garrett, which is probably not what you were looking for. This is probably what you were looking for.
Oh, I didn't look at this because the Jenkins said the Jenkins gave a +1 signal. I'll have a look at it.
Okay, this is the one that merged in and then had that build failure after the merge. So, okay, thanks. And then if that is resolved, then is there anything else on this item, or is it ready to be closed at that point? I think everything was merged in Garrett. We can follow up on that later. Okay, and then we have a couple merged Garrett's for 1564 as well for support for deletion of flows in OpenOLT. Oh, there's still one open, sorry. So that one is still in progress, I think. And it's under active discussion. Okay. Okay, and then on 1579, I think this one, I'm not sure if this was just waiting for a +2 and a merge.
I heard from Saurav that they're waiting for, is 1.7 tagged?
Sorry, I thought it was.
That. So they were saying that they would wait for 1.7 to be tagged first, and then they would want to merge this later.
Okay, okay. So that one is still on hold then. That may be the case for some of these other ones as well. Okay.
Yes, yes, you're right.
And then on the ONU registration ID items, is that similar? Are those just waiting for other work on 1.7 before those get merged in?
Yes, so all the unmerged reviews are waiting for 1.7 to be tagged.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And then Ken, are you still on the audio bridge?
Yes.
So I had a question on 1679. This was the flows decomposed incorrectly in VOLTA 2.0. And I did see a merge there as well, but I wasn't, so I put it in progress, but I don't know if there's anything else expected on this item or if it's ready to be closed.
Oh, that specific one is ready to be closed.
Okay, let me move that one over. Thank you. Okay, let me scroll past those. And Gilles, I saw your note that that you're unblocked now, I think on the DHCP test case. You can start working on that. So thank you for that update. 1516, this one I think had a couple, and Ken, I think you may have gone in and looked at these. There were a couple related patches in Garrett. This is the 1.6. I should open up the 2.0 one. Or actually have a comment on the 1.6, and I think the other one is the cherry pick of it to master. So this one's on master as well. And so that one is, I think Garrett has been out there. I don't know if that needs to have the 1.6 side of it resolved before we go on to the 2.0, not sure. Is there anything that we need to do with the group on this item? Okay, and then on 1689, I think there had been some discussion on email as well. So I think that's probably it for most of them. I think there was one I'd wanted to check with. That was in the to-do that might be in progress. So Ken, 1658 for able to create but not delete device. I think that one was partially addressed by a patch. So I didn't know if I should move this one over to in progress for 1658.
I can't recall this one. I need to take a look at it.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so I think that was it for the items I wanted to kind of specifically talk about. Let me double check one more. Oh, no, I did want to maybe check on this one also. So is David on as well? David and Kent, 1661. So this one, I think Kent had been working on this, and David, I think you wanted to keep it open for some more testing. And then I wasn't sure if we needed to move this in progress or if it should still just stay in the to-do column.
I thought I running some stuff.
Okay.
Last week I still saw this at least once, so
okay.
I'm not sure it's completely solved. That doesn't mean the patch set that I think Kent added helped, but I'm not sure it's completely over.
But should I? Okay, I think I can move it to the in progress though, correct?
Yeah.
That was mainly my question for today. So I knew you wanted more testing. So if you'd be able to
I'll augment the
update, to let us know that the test you're still seeing it with retest.
Okay.
I'll go put it in the in progress column since it's being worked. Okay. I think those are the items I wanted to talk about. So do we have any other specific issues that the group would like to take a look at today? Okay. I am not hearing any, so I may give folks a little bit of time back. And just again, a reminder, the sprint closes out at the end of this work week, so on Friday. Let me go back to our agenda screen. And I wanted to give everyone a heads up that we do have a demo lined up for this Thursday from Sterlite. So that will be a demo for the Kafka topic exporter, and that's related to a couple of the SIBA tickets that are open. And then also on Thursday, since this is the final week for Sprint 2, we'll plan to do some planning for Sprint 3. So I'll probably tomorrow open up the placeholder for Sprint 3 so that if you're aware of things that you would expect to be working on in Sprint 3, you can map those over in advance of the meeting. Okay. Any other questions from the group or discussion topics that we should address today?
Julie, I just want to make an update. Is so the FCAPS, at least on the PM streaming. But anyways, we have a discussion yesterday on the FCAPS brigade, VOLTHA FCAPS brigade and power management regarding to the performance monitoring about the synchronous PM collection and also asynchronous. We have a very good discussion, and I think Scott is updating the document. We're going to have another discussion session next Monday during the brigade call. So we will send out the link of the document once Scott. I think I already included that in the email I sent out yesterday morning. I would like to have the community to take a look at that and provide active input. That'd be great. And thanks, Scott, for putting the meeting together. That's good.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Sean.
Thanks, Sean. Thanks, Scott. Any other topics?
Hey, Julie, this is Sam.
Yes.
So I want to ask about what is the current status of technology profile support currently in VOLTHA 2.0. You know, we need to implement the multi-TCON support in VOLTHA 2.1 or 2.2, and if some things need to be implemented for the technology profiles, then maybe we can list them and first close all of the technology profile related things, and then later we can start the TCON implementation. So I want to ask the related persons about the latest status about the technology profiles. I saw Grish is working on some JIRA issue on the OpenVLT adapter, but what about the ONU adapter and the VOLTHA core?
Sorry, I missed the last part of the question. Can you please repeat?
Yeah, I saw you are working on a technology profile support in OpenVLT adapter. But what is the latest status? So in the current implementation, do you think is it feasible to start the TCON implementation?
Yes, it is. So the VOLTHA Python version, the master has the latest and the greatest changes for technology profiles, and that should provide you a base for implementing multi-TCON. There are no more changes being done there. SEBA is doing some testing for their use cases, and they are just waiting to close on all of the test cases before 1.7 gets tagged, but no more changes for technology profile are planned. So you could use the tip of the master to start working on your multi-TCON changes.
But are all of them merged to the VOLTHA OpenVLT VOLTHA Go adapter?
No, the VOLTHA Go adapter, VOLTHA OpenVLT Go adapter is not in line with the VOLTHA Python-based adapter in 1.x. So that work is still in progress. If you ask about 1.x, I mean, no more changes are planned. But if you're talking about 2.x, they are still not in line with 1.x. The work is in progress.
I see.
Girish, is the ONU adapter need to do some change on the 1.x branch?
No more changes are planned in the ONU adapter in 1.x branch.
Okay.
What about the 2.0 and on ONU adapter in 2.0?
Me or my team is not actively working on the ONU adapter. I don't know how far it is in sync with the 1.x. I guess it still misses a lot of things. I cannot comment on ONU adapter for 2.x at this point. I can have a look and get back on this.
Okay, that would be great. Maybe we can start working on what is needed to be done. Maybe we can create a list of items, list of tasks that need to be implemented on the Go side and start working on it. Because before starting the multi-T-count implementation, we need technology profiles.
Okay, so your plan is to do this on 2.x version of the adapters?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I think then we need to concentrate our efforts because there is already some work that Radisys is doing to bring the OpenOLT Golang version in line with 1.x. So if we can work together, I think that will be good. And as well as some help on the bringing 2.x OpenONU adapter also in line with the 1.x version.
Okay, that would be great. Julie, if we can have time on Thursday call, maybe we can discuss it a little bit further.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No problem.
Do you have anything about the VOLTHA core? I think there is nothing in the
the VOLTHA core also has changes. Radisys is working on that. Regarding the 2.x version of bringing in line the 2.x version of the OpenONU adapter, as far as I know, there are not much changes for technology profiles in the ONU adapter. So even if there are, it should be some minor conflicts. It should not be a lot of effort. So all of our efforts are concentrated towards the VOLTHA core, especially the flow decomposer and the OpenOLT Golang to bring in line with 1.x.
Girish, your line got a bit muffled. I couldn't understand the last bit you were saying.
Okay, let me repeat. So, is it clear now?
It's going in and out a little bit for me. I don't know how it is for others.
Okay, let me give a try anyway.
That's better.
So
That's better.
Okay, so I was trying to say that there are not a lot of changes in 1.x in the OpenONU adapter. So it should not be a lot of effort except for a few minor enhancements or bug fixes on the 2.x OpenONU adapter to bring in line. So that is why a lot of our efforts are in the OpenOLT Golang version of the adapter to bring in line with 1.x. And there are some changes in the VOLTHA core as well, and we are working on that.
Okay. Thanks, Girish.
Thank you, Girish.
Thanks, Serkant. Any other comments from the group? Any other topics that need to be brought up today? Okay, so I think we can spend some time on this discussion. I think we have about a half hour for this, for the demo allocated for that. And then I'll probably try and reserve at least 30 minutes for the sprint planning, and then use the remainder of the time for the tech profile discussion and adapter status and related topics there. Okay, last call for discussion topics today. All right, I think we can go ahead and wrap up today's call. I'll go ahead and stop the recording and close the meeting.